Did you know that Wonder Woman has a group of lesser known villains that are just as fascinating as her iconic ones like Cheetah and Ares? Welcome back, Nerd Squad. It's me, Amanda. Have you ever heard of Angleman, Armageddon, or the Earl of Greed? Well, guess what? You're about to. Join me as we count down the top 10 Wonder Woman villains you've never heard of. Who's your favorite Wonder Woman villain? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Angleman. You may have forgotten about Angleman and his angler, but don't worry, I'll make sure you never forget. Angleman has never been considered an A-list villain, likely because he has such a ridiculous name. Although hey, at least it does begin with an A. And because he often fights with what looks like some kind of protractor, cause I mean, angles, get it? Angleman. But his angler, as it's known, is actually a very powerful piece of equipment that can be used to manipulate space and time. Although I'm sure it could be used as a ruler or to help measure angles in a pinch as well. Bonus. Since his introduction as Angelo Bend, a brilliant and often technologically capable criminal who sometimes dressed up like a stage magician, he has been rebooted and is now known for being Vandal Savage's son. That's an angle of this character we hadn't seen before. And friends, before we move on to our next spot on this list, if you love what we do here at Top 10 Nerd, why not make sure you check out our other playlist? Number 9, GRAIL. GRAIL is the powerful daughter of Darkseid and the Amazonian assassin Myrna. Being that she is both Amazonian by birth and also a new god, she is extremely powerful. She's also been shown to possess magical abilities as well that even allow her to have some power over life and death, successfully bringing back her father, Darkseid, after he died. Initially though, GRAIL was actually born with her mother's hope that GRAIL would one day be the key to defeating Darkseid. However, there was also a prophecy that GRAIL would one day cause, great destruction, with this prophecy putting her in danger immediately after she was born. Her mother Myrna gave birth to GRAIL at the same time that Hippolyta bore Princess Diana, forever entwining their fates, perhaps to one another in some way. I would say so, since GRAIL's kind of like a dark version of Wonder Woman. But you know, dark version of Wonder Woman if she was Darkseid's daughter. Number 8, DEIMOS. DEIMOS is known for being one of the many children of Ares. He first appeared in the original run of Wonder Woman in issue 183. He is the twin brother of Phobos, who created Decay. Together, these brothers attempted to battle Diana after Phobos' plan of using Decay failed. Deimos planned to poison Wonder Woman in battle with his snake-like hair, which infected those it touched with a fear-inducing toxin. In the end, however, Wonder Woman beats him by removing his head with her often underused tiara. That thing is seriously sharp. Deimos also made a somewhat recent reappearance in the comics in issue number 18 of Trinity, entering the Prime Earth continuity in 2018, although he's only appeared in just over a handful of issues since. Number 7, VILLAINY Incorporated. VILLAINY Incorporated was a group of women who were former villains of Wonder Woman's trapped together on Transformation Island. Seriously, it's what it's called. Transformation Island is basically like Themyscira's version of, I guess, like a prison, but I think it's more supposed to be for like reforming criminals, hence Transformation Island. They ended up teaming up in order to escape their dismal fate in issue number 28 of the 1942 Wonder Woman series. Together they managed to capture and overpower Wonder Woman, but as they try to escape, Wonder Woman manages to break her bonds and recapture these rebellious prisoners. While you may recognize some of the villains on the VILLAINY Inc. team, not all are easily recognizable. You might know Cheetah, Dr. Poison, or even Giganta, but how about Blue Snowman, Hypnotic Woman, Queen Clea, Zara, or one of my favorites, Evil S. VILLAINY Inc., while initially quite unknown, was recently revived in another incarnation brought together by Hera in 2022's Wonder Woman issue number 784. Legacy numbering, of course. Number 6, Armageddon. Armageddon is actually a legacy villain, but despite the fact that there have been multiple Armageddons, it's still likely not a name that most would be super familiar with. I mean, you know the word Armageddon, but I don't know if you really know the character. The original Armageddon fought alongside Germany during World War II on the side of the Axis. He was first introduced in the 1970s in issue number 234 of the original Wonder Woman comic. His son and his granddaughter thereafter would also end up taking up the villainous mantle of Armageddon, explaining his strength and theirs originating from being descended from the mythical beasts known as ogres. I mean, that'll make you strong. Ogres are definitely super strong. Number 5, Darano. Donna Troy always seems to have an interesting and kind of ever-changing origin story in the comics, as each DC reboot seems to revamp the origins of where the original Wonder Girl came from. During the Wonder Woman series that started in 2011, the story once again got a refresh of sorts when DEIMOS was introduced. DEIMOS was once the lover of Hippolyta, who after being turned into an old crone and drained of all her youth and her beauty, decided instead to live out her days mostly in seclusion. When she learned that Hippolyta had a child with Zeus, the baby that would one day grow up to become Wonder Woman, she set out to make a better heir for the people of Themyscira, spiteful of her former lover and queen. Thus, Donna Troy was created. DEIMOS helped Donna to vie for the throne, and the two almost succeeded in usurping Wonder Woman's position as inheritor. Number 4. The Children of Ares. Ares has honestly a lot of children, and most of them have beef with Diana, to be honest, but this group of them are specifically known as the Children of Ares. Not just a descriptor of their familial connections, but instead a name for their group as villains. They are a team of children and villains created by Gail Simone and Bernard Chang, who first appeared in the 2006 run of Wonder Woman in issue number 39. They were only around for a few issues, but were sired by Ares and birthed by magically impregnated Amazonian women. These children challenged Diana using their mind control abilities and manipulation skills to basically discredit her, tarnishing her reputation as the hero known as Wonder Woman. Number 3. Troia. Donna Troy is well known for being a member of the Teen Titans, a superhero, and basically Wonder Woman's kid sister. Or at least, she used to be Wonder Woman's kid sister. She's kind of like an adult herself now. While she has made tons of appearances, the reason I included her here was actually because I wanted to talk about a lesser known aspect of the character. That she has in the past, or rather in a future, been Wonder Woman's greatest enemy. How did this come to pass? Well, this version of Donna Troy is actually from an alternate future. Far in the future, this version of Donna is a villain who goes by the name of Troia, and has done so for over a millennia. Troia actually is an uncommon name for Donna to use. She's used it before in other versions of the character, but this one, whoo, it uses it in a pretty deadly way. In her reality, many of her fellow Titans perished, and Donna came to the realization that she was basically made solely to be a weapon, embracing this as her destiny. She killed many villains and heroes alike, including Diana herself, for her part in the lie of what Troia believes she once was as Donna Troy. Because, you know, Wonder Woman was like, love and all of that good stuff, and Troia basically ended up realizing like, nah, that's all BS. Number 2. Earl of Greed. While Mars, also known as Ares, is very well known in the comics, some of his agents have fallen by the wayside since his days and their introduction in the old days of comics. Originally, Ares was known by the alternative name of Mars, the Roman name for the god of war. And after he was first introduced to us in Wonder Woman issue number 1, we'd also come to be introduced to his cohorts and agents, the Duke of Deception, the Count of Conquest, and of course, the Earl of Greed. The Earl of Greed took on other names throughout his appearances in history, I believe, including that of the leader of the Third Reich and Dr. Prexy Deakin. The Earth 2 original version of the Earl of Greed made less than a handful of appearances in the comics, first appearing in issue number 2 of Wonder Woman back in 1942. Hence why you probably haven't seen him for a while. Maybe these guys will come back one day though. Maybe they have and I missed it or something, but yeah, they're pretty classic. Number 1. The Sovereign. The Sovereign is a villain who has only just made his first appearance in Wonder Woman, since this will be a new villain for Tom King's run on Wonder Woman, which was released on the 19th of September of this year, 2023. We don't really know too much about him just yet. Initially, it was believed the Sovereign would be the name of a group opposing Wonder Woman, turning her into a wanted criminal and outlaw in America after the Amazonians' invitation to stay in the nation was basically rescinded. In issue number 1 of Wonder Woman, we learn that while the Sovereign reigns said group, it is actually not the name of the collective group, but instead a title held by its ruler, the Sovereign, who also comes armed with the Lasso of Lies, which I gotta say I love, which he can use to bend the American people to his will. We also learned that the Sovereign is a title passed down through generations of a family in America, which began with a lord who first traveled to its shores long ago seeking adventure and fortune. That's about it. Until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.